Welcome back to the Peppercorn Boys, where the group chat becomes a podcast. Guys, I'm scared. Hi, my name is Joe.
I'm Scott.
And I'm Bruno. Boys, you made it to episode 1.
This is episode 1 of the Peppercorn Boys.
Oh, it starts now.
I know, the trailer's been up. You've all had a little gander. But this is actual episode 1. We got 3 of the 5 peppercorns.
Yeah.
But, hey, they're busy. They're coming.
Did we say this is where the group chat becomes a podcast? Did we say that? Yeah, we did.
Yes.
Oh, man.
We did.
I'm so out of it.
You just black
I'm
out.
out of it right now.
As soon as the red light comes on, this guy just blacks out.
Anytime I talk, his eyes roll back in his head.
So Bruno's the type of guy that blacks out when the red light comes on. But he's also the type of guy who actually holds value in how much you can punch.
Oh, well, like one of those, yeah.
So, like, if you don't go to an arcade, he'll say something like, I pack a punch.
Oh, yeah.
He'll
roll his sleeves up.
He'll bow up and he'll just be like, oh, but I pack a punch.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to get a good 400 to 500 score on that.
Honestly don't know what a good score is on it.
I don't know.
No, mate, you need to get to the 9s, mate. 999.
The 9s, is that really?
Yeah.
Have you actually done one?
No, I haven't. I've got terrible technique.
No, but if you did, you pack a punch.
No,
If I did punch it, you'd feel it.
Mate,
I'd feel
I would absolutely pack a punch, right?
I wonder what that voice is. It's kind of like Frank Bruno.
Yeah, mate. You have to, don't you?
Instant.
But enough about you. Scott's the kind of guy who really likes an arcade.
I like the third person.
I think
chat.
So here's the deal, because this podcast is about me.
I think we're all the type of guy that love arcades.
I do, yeah.
I would.
Because obviously Bruno stays in the corner and just keeps punching that thing and trying to impress the kids around him. But what I'll do is I'll go over there and just shoot hoops. And I'm like Nathan Scott out there on the little...
Hey, you're Nathan Scott on the hoops. I'll give you that. But my game...
Okay, so...
My actual game is the one where my face goes all funny because I'm trying to concentrate. And it's the one where you have to get all those balls in those in the hole. And it's like...
The little red balls in the hoops.
Yeah. Oh, I've spent hundreds on that game. Racked up a ton of tickets.
I know,
and then you just give it off to some random person and make their day. Like that's how the Bruno rolls.
That is how the Bruno.
So I'm the kind of guy that will walk around an arcade in Orlando trying to get free games on random zombie shooter games. You'd be surprised how many free games you get.
You're what we call a lurker, Joe.
I'm like one of the old people in Vegas that like sneaks up on the slot machines like after someone's actually like been just playing all day.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't know there was a name for you types. you people.
It's
a lurker.
I'm a lurker.
You're a lurker. I like that. Last time I was in Dave & Buster's, we went with one of the Peppercorns, an Elton Prince from the WWE. And he actually was quite good at that Red Bull game that you were talking about. I was actually atrocious. And we were like, we obviously he's a big basketball guy, so he's like a Lakers fan. So we were doing the basketball, and weirdly enough, it was the week that he tore his ACG on SmackDown.
Oh, yeah. He's
like one-arm shooting, and also he's using the claw one-armed.
What an athlete.
I'm going to tell you the honest truth that there was a bit where we were standing, we ended up watching a family, and they were trying to do this like, it looked like beer pong. And they did it. They like got the high score. And as they did it, they didn't realize that all 4 of us, it was me, Lissy, Elton Prince and young Kelly. And we were standing there, and literally, as they hit it, we went, whoa, like crazy behind them. They jumped out of their skin and like they backed out.
That is the most American thing though.
Yeah, you got to join it.
1, to be good at beer pong, and 2, to celebrate in a public setting.
Right. But no, I don't know. I just like an arcade. It's just hey, it's for me.
Hey,
I like
we all love arcades. I'm a big arcade guy.
Yeah, we do. I know.
That's a t-shirt right there. I'm a big arcade guy.
It's a t-shirt. Yeah. But I was going to say this past weekend, I think that's another podcast. I actually, I was telling you the other day in the group chat that I drove home a 3.5-hour journey.
Yes.
With no radio.
And without me.
No you, no Bruno, no music, no Peppercorn, no podcasts. Just me and my thoughts.
Just you and the lonely road.
Normally it's a lot of voice recordings normally back and forth with the
with the Peppercorns.
With the Peppercorns.
But I had no battery, so and I don't know where I am in Wales, so there was no way. I had to preserve early on in the journey, so that at the end of the journey, when it got real complicated for me, I was not scared.
Is that because, like, in your heart of hearts, you don't feel that Wales is your home, so you don't know like how to like bear north and bear true to Wales. Like, is that where we're going?
Yeah. No, I know. I feel like if I was driving to Manchester, I wouldn't know where I was going. Do you know what I mean?
Just got into that bridge.
Am I English or I'm just Southern English? What's the deal? That's the big question. But no, I was driving and it was hellacious. Like, luckily I wasn't that tired, but I don't know what I was going to say I don't know what we did before podcasts and music, but I guess we've always had like music and things like that. But I don't know, it was rotten for me. I hated it.
Note to self,
and it was a new car. Like, it was my first time driving a car.
It was, yeah. Ever. Your first time driving
and shout
a car
out to any solo wrestlers that have to do that journey every weekend.
That's why there's 5 peppercorns.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Bruno?
Next time, the life lesson, mate, is to pack a charger, mate. Just pack a charger, always.
I know. I wasn't thinking. I had a lot going on, as you know, because Bruno dropped me.
I dropped you there.
He dropped me in the middle of nowhere. I ended up working a wrestling show without Joe, and then driving a brand new car home 3.5 hours. But the thing that I was kind of getting at was this is why you need podcasts. Because they get you through, you know what I mean? They get in your earballs. And I was listening to another podcast, and Bruno's got his finger out. Go on. Hey, young man, you can go. Yes, go ahead.
It's because
you're next.
It's because we're on a little delay. So I'm just saying that so we can. Hey, we're working out the kinks, aren't we?
We're not on a little delay. You're on a little delay. Your Wi-Fi's terrible.
Yeah.
It is really
I am the drama.
Can you move house just so we can do this?
I am the drama. Yeah. I'll come to Wales. I'll come to Wales. Leaving you stranded in the middle of nowhere. That doesn't sound like something I've done before at all.
No, it seems like something you would do to maybe 2 ladies we'd meet at a festival.
2 ladies?
And we would... No, well...
Are we actually doing that?
I don't mean 2 ladies as in, like, elder ladies. I mean people our age, but at a festival.
2 females.
That Bruno would meet, and he spent the weekend with them. And we obviously all just at the festival. You get a train, and all of a sudden, the kid wants to train more than he wants to talk to the
He just wants to get out
and
there.
he just strands them. So the talk of him stranding me is actually very commonplace. Because one thing I do know about Bruno is he will strand people.
He's the kind of guy. Bruno's the kind of guy. He will leave you in the lurch.
He will leave you in the lurch if he sees like either his bed in the future, a good hot food, or, just funner people to be around.
Nothing could stand between Bruno and the home comforts.
Yeah, like he's like, train. I know you've been lovely to me for the last 2 days, but I want to go home.
Exactly. And the annoying thing is, like, I'm genuinely not that guy. However, there is another story of this happening that I'm not sure if I've ever said to you, but it pops me every single time. I was on a stag do down in Weymouth. Down in Weymouth? Was it Weymouth? No, what's the one past Weymouth?
Oh, yeah.
Beachside. Newquay. Down in Newquay.
Oh.
For us,
Newquay, yeah, that's way deep.
Way deep. I
was
way down there. And I was dropping some people back.
Yeah, one thing I know about Bruno is he's always way down deep.
Oh, yeah.
And I was coming back with them. I didn't take them down. They just hopped in my car on the way back because it was just some weird car Tetris that we were playing. But I didn't want to go. So we drove past the iconic Winnell Tesco's. And I didn't want to go, at the time, I did not want to go back down to Southampton area to drop them and go back to where I needed to go. Where I needed to, because it was a Sunday. It was a Sunday. It was God's Day. It was Colts. And I wanted to get back, so I made them get a taxi from Winnell to pretty much just say.
Oh my God! How far?
It wasn't too far to Chandler's Ford. This we're saying
okay.
Thingy, so
God, that would have been much for you to go do at all.
I was so done. It's unbelievable.
Bruno was donezo.
So yeah, Bruno is donezo. We know him. I'm going to be honest. That makes total sense because, like we said, with the festival situation situation, when he's done, he's gone. There's
some backstory to that festival. I was so cold and tired. It was 5 a.m. in the morning. We were trying to get that first train, and
it's the fact that he thinks that
it wasn't.
You'll
make it worse.
These 2 young ladies were cold and tired, also, but nah.
Nothing gets in the way of a good story.
Nothing gets in the way of a good story, especially a lie. But I think you're a big time strander. I think that's one thing we know about you is a bit of a strander. But you were talking about Winnell Tesco's, which is, hey, the iconic best Win or Tesco's we've ever.
It's been too long. The Costa isn't great, but
the Mecca.
All five peppercorns have been there.
Or Win or Tesco. All 5 peppercorns have been there.
all at once.
So, little story time with Scott.
Wait, you need a nickname though, because he's the Strander, I'm the Lurker. What
Oh my god!
I am the show. He knew it was coming. He laughed. You pre-pop.
Boy has to put himself over. Boy has to put himself over.
Be careful with pre-pop.
Yeah, you got to be careful with pre-pop. The peppercorns went there. They're pretty deadly lads, and they were actually buying outfits for NXT UK TV show. Here's a fun fact: Bruno recorded in his apartment.
Yeah, I did.
That he's currently in.
I did.
If you ever look back at NXT UK, I don't know when it would have been. It would have been
New Year's
episode
2021, I think.
2020 or 2021, one of them. And, there's an infamous shot of me passing them 2 drinks from underneath. But it was on NXT. It's on the network. If you've got Peacock or Network or whatever you got in your country, go look it up and see if you can find it. Because, Bruno filmed it all completely shirtless. Because he was getting hot.
I was setting the mood, all right?
You were, he was hot to touch, I'll just say that. But also was hot to touch with the peppercorn, because the peppercorn sauce, that was the night. That is the story. But we'll wait until we have all 5 peppercorns to tell that story.
Yes.
I think I turned up late for that as well. And we had a random football game in the mud and the rain with one Elton Prince.
It was Kip Wilson's still there when
he had left.
So we never had all 5 in that apartment.
No.
But, hey, maybe we'll get in a podcast somehow in your apartment before you leave for Wi-Fi greener pastures.
Yeah, please.
I know they live in a country over here. We live in a country over here, and you live in a country here.
Should we just go to Orlando? That'd be a lot nicer.
Hey, episode 2 will be live from Orlando. So someone buy the tickets.
Cool.
Bruno, if he gets too tired, he will come home and leave us.
He will, yeah.
But other than that, hey.
He's all Mickey Moused out.
Yeah.
He's all Mickey Moused out.
Done. He's done so.
I'm done so. Mate, we're going to fly into Tampa and I'll just leave you stranded there.
That was what I was kind of thinking, was just... He's just like, oh, it's too hot, I'm feeling sweaty, I'm going to head off now.
We know if he starts hanging out with some lady somewhere, it's gonna end soon, isn't it?
Well, this is the question. Alicia Keys...
In Orlando.
I'm going to be honest, there's no episode in which Alicia Keys is not going to be brought up. And hey...
So you're in Dave & Buster's Orlando with Alicia Keys.
Oh, wow.
What do you order? Tell me.
What do I order? Some boneless wings. Maybe two Mai Tais. Maybe a margarita or 2,
Mai Tai, what's that fish?
I think it might be, yeah.
Yeah, a couple of fish.
Couple cocktails. And then maybe some garlic bread, and then we just hit the arcade, hit the games.
Yeah. Does she get to eat, or does she just watch?
Does she? Of course she gets. How dare you, sir?
Are you ordering for her? Because the 2 Mai Tais, I assume they're yours. I can imagine him sitting down there.
So what are you getting?
He's got like a bright yellow beanie on. He's got a bright green hoodie on. He's wearing little red shorts. He's got blue shoes on, and she's sat down, and he's gone, 2 Mai Tais. I'll have boneless wings, curly fries, please. I'll have the blue cheese dip. Hey, whatever else you got? And then they go, oh, okay, thank you. And he goes, and wherever she wants. I can just see it right now.
Hey, this is not a scene from My Best Friend's Girl, okay? That opening scene.
Yeah, I know.
So no.
It's similar. I just think it's similar. He's like, do you want to see me put the Red Bulls in there? I can get a high score.
Mate.
Is she keeping the tokens, or are you keeping them?
Oh, I'm always a ginger. I'll give her the tokens. I'll buy a cuddly toy.
Did you say ginger?
I'm always a ginger.
Hey, Bruno is the type of guy...
I swear, he just said, I'm always a ginger.
Hey, Bruno's...
He was thinking I'm a ginger, I think, instead of...
Bruno is the type of guy that at a theme park, when there's cuddly toys to be won for a lady, mate, I will sink it, all right?
Yeah, you'll sink in the pressure and go home, right?
Absolutely not, mate.
And leave it arcade thing.
This is where the
grab an Uber.
This is where the creme rises to the top. You're not a real competition for me, so
that's the thing.
I hate the way he says crab.
The thing about Bruno is he's the kind of guy that if there's a lady involved, he'll always sink it.
How dare you?
Oh, Bruno, I was just wondering, how was your day?
My day.
Because I've been talking about myself.
My day, yeah. Well, we know this show is all about you.
And secretly, it's all about him.
Yeah. I'm the show. No, I went and got a fresh fade, mate. That was pretty decent. I needed that. I was in deep need of it. And then my king complex. I actually bought myself a very decadent dinner.
Oh yeah, what did you do?
I bought myself some at-home ribs with some mac and cheese.
Oh no!
But the ribs were terrible. Like, and you know what I'm like when I've got a disdain when I'm eating some food, and it was just not good. It was just not good.
I get it.
But other than that, then I just come on to see you fine people. Here I am on the Titanic.
Hey.
Yeah.
Were they Tesco's ribs?
No, they were Sainsbury's. It was a brand that do like those nice sausages, and I thought it was going to be good, but I was wrong.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, the guy loves pork. I will tell you that. But you were talking about the Titanic and the meme of the Titanic, and I was thinking, did you see the Scott Hansen who does the NFL Red Zone, the alarm that kept going off? Yeah, and I saw the memes of the guys like sprinting, and they're like, "This was me when I realised that Scott Hansen had the." Yeah, and they were like, everyone was so sad. He fought through it, didn't he? He just stuck in it.
He'll go down with that ship.
He will, yeah, and you got respect, mate. You were down here with me for Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Obviously, the boys, the Peppercorns, were out there in. I think one was out in Chicago, and the other was out in Missouri, maybe.
Yeah.
But they were doing Thanksgiving like Thanksgiving in America, whereas Bruno cooks for us and we watch NFL and jobs are good, really.
You had a nice Thai green curry, I heard?
We had it was a Thai red curry, I think.
Was it red?
It was Thai red, and it wouldn't be a Thanksgiving if Bruno didn't show up at 5 p.m. when he could have shown up way before, and I'm rushing to make food during that first Thanksgiving game. It would not be Thanksgiving if I was not doing that.
Yeah,
well, that's our Thanksgiving tradition.
That what it is, because the original plan was, Thanksgiving's on the Thursday. He was going to get here Wednesday evening. Wednesday evening turned into Thursday day, and then Thursday day turned into, I've just got here with £400 worth of shopping. I'm going to now cook during the 3-hour game, and then we'll finally sit down and eat some biscuits during the Cowboys game. But no, we had a good time. And he spent the whole weekend up here. And then I had the wrestling show. What were you up to, Joe? You had...
I was dog sitting.
You were dog sitting. For job and for country.
It feels like I see more dogs than humans these days.
Yeah, and for people that don't know, we work at Many-Tears Animal Rescue,
we do,
which is a dog shelter and cats and horses, some donkeys. But Joe also has 3 dogs, so yeah, he was dog sitting for his other half. Yeah,
it was just me and the dogs watching a lot of football, doing a lot of betting. Gamble responsibly.
Gamble responsibly, there it is. But no, yeah. But the boys were out in the All-State Arena on a Friday night. That is just
different.
Crackers.
And they actually got on to Survivor Series in a little seg, didn't they?
But they were part of the biggest comeback of Survivor Series.
Yeah, there was only one major comeback on Survivor Series, and I had to tell you what, Kit was touching him.
Yeah. He kept touching him.
He touched R-Truth maybe 30 times during that segment.
I get it, though. Because I would if I was that close to R-Truth.
I would, yeah. And ironically, it was a crisp.
Yeah. I was trying to...
And I think that was the gag, was crisp chips.
I was trying to slide over that subject because you know how I feel about that situation, but I was happy for the boys.
Oh.
All right, well, some hypotheticals then. If you, for £1 million,
wow,
would you bathe in any type of crisp
of your choice?
For a milli?
For a million squid.
I think I'd have to do it for $1 million. Yeah. How long? How long are we talking?
Yeah, brother's gonna have to get in that bar.
How long are we talking?
5 minutes. Just no water, just pure crisp.
Yeah, fine, whatever.
But it's to the brim.
Yeah.
What's brand?
What's the brand? What's the flavour?
Well, I'm not doing that because I'd pick the easiest one.
No, but you have to do it for the million. You have to pick it.
You got to be very careful what flavour you pick as well, because they're going to do different things to you,
And you're naked.
I just do really salted because I can't stand the smell of the other ones.
That's fair.
I think if I was doing it for you, I think I would put in there maybe Maybe a salt and vinegar. Maybe even what was the ones they had on the TV? The Ruffles. Was it like what's the Americans called? Cheese and onion, sour cream and chive, or something.
Yeah, that'd be quite subtle.
Nah,
That's subtle. You don't want a prawn cocktail in there, do you? 'Cause
cheese and onions stink.
exactly. That's the worst. That's the worst one. Honestly. Oh, actually, no, it's not the worst one. The worst one are those barbecue ones that Scott's put me through like every single Saturday of my life. That he always used to get.
What is that? The Bugles? Is it Bugles or is it Pop Chips?
Every
Bugles
Saturday
will cut you as well if you take it.
You'll lose a lip to a tube of Pringles if you're not careful. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like, I've lost a lower jaw to a bowl of Pringles before. Like, I've just been hanging. Like, I'm like the crypt keeper by the end. Crypt keeper.
Just to preface all of this, though, because we didn't fully explain, Bruno's the kind of guy that will not slide his hand into a Pringle tube.
No. He couldn't think of anything worse than touching the inside of a Pringles cube. Cube.
Nah.
Can you imagine Pringles came in cubes?
Quite cool, actually.
Hey, but this is it. This is it.
Because many cubes have failed.
The program. Bruno, that was another one of these competitions that we're going to get into. Bruno feels like he's the kind of guy who could defeat the cube.
I'd give it a good try.
If you asked him to Kobe like a piece of rubbish into a bin, he would miss it.
Yeah.
So.
How dare you? I play Kobe with my socks every single day, all right? And they go in.
Do you actually? Do you shout Kobe in your apartment on your own?
Of course I do.
Yeah, you do. I honestly don't think I've ever said Kobe when I've thrown anything.
Yeah, no, me either.
I don't think I've heard people say Kobe this much.
I just say, "Oh, here we go," because Big Dak Prescott would do it. Bruno, how do you feel about Aaron Rodgers saying he's his favorite quarterback to watch?
Did he say that?
Yeah, go ahead. Because there's a theory.
Oh my god!
This is what he do. He wrote like this. Because it's the Dallas Cowboys. No one will admit.
Mate.
People are really good. Dak Prescott's an elite quarterback. No, he's not.
Ooh.
If he was, the Jags or the Bills, Josh Allen's elite apparently, but he's rubbish.
Dak Prescott is an above average quarterback. All right. I know statistically wise he's got high yards, etc., etc., etc. He's got the wins. He's got the wins. But there's just something where you just know about a little bit.
But because he's a Dallas Cowboys quarterback, I can't do it.
A little bit fundamental. Different strokes for different folks, you know.
Here we go.
All I'm looking for is that choke job in maybe the divisional round. I reckon this year. That's all I'm looking forward to.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to say. So this is it, okay? I'm going to just gloss past the fact he said choke job. Because I don't think I've ever heard someone put those two words together. And it just fell out of his mouth like it was no problem. And that's my biggest concern. Because he's the type of guy that would go choke job to like someone in the street, thinking that's a normal thing to put together. That is a hideous set of words.
I haven't been offered one of those on Indeed yet.
No, yeah, because some jobs are like that. So what are you up to the rest of this week, Bruce?
Oh my days! It's just going to be a calamitous way to end, and I can't wait. Yeah, and I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see how the Cowboy season ends because it's always a banger, you know.
Let's go back to that. He had to get that. Did you see that? We had moved on, and he had to make a point.
Rest of this week.
Go ahead. How's your
rest of this week? What we got?
You probably should get a haircut.
Ouchie.
Yeah, ouchie.
Now
I'm glad you're not doing the haircuts you used to do.
Just because you saw that picture this weekend.
Yeah, yeah, well, that's what reminded me.
All right.
So this is it.
And here's the picture.
But he used to tighten his beard up right up under the jaw. Sometimes it'd almost be on his face.
That's not
like the line would be halfway up his chin, and he'd have a pencil mustache over the top, just underneath that little snout.
Never trust a guy when the side profile.
No, when you could see the side profile, I could see all neck. He was just high top, all neck.
And then the cold light of day catches the stubble here.
Yeah. It's so raw. Go on. What's the rest of you?
Terrible. Not much this week. Mate, it'll be fortnight this Saturday night, won't it? That's what we're looking forward to. Champs League tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mate, it's just
a bit of Champions League, bit of Man United.
Yeah, mate, it's just
Arsenal,
just a little bit sport orientated this week. A little bit of a chill one because obviously I had a big weekend last week. What about you guys?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was kind of looking forward to because I had the wrestling show Sunday. We had Thanksgiving. Lissy had family round. So it's been quite a busy 5-6 days.
Yeah.
So I'm quite looking forward to just a really normal weekend, really. Just watching some football, relaxing. Like Bruno said, he's obviously, what he's trying to do is what he's trying to do is advertise our Twitch channel, XOTBA on Twitch. That's what he's actually saying. But now you've got that plug out of the way. You can follow us on XOTBA on Twitch and watch us play Fortnite. Go ahead.
Exactly.
What are you doing?
Me, I'm going to, after we wrap this up, I'm going to have a little rest. I'm going to get nice and ready, fresh in the morning for our other podcast that you can check out.
Oh, is this a plug?
Gunners Are Us, about Arsenal and all things football.
Guys, I'm just going to turn out. I'm just going to tune out for a while.
Government named
okay.
it.
I'm just going to tune out for a while.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So we're going to discuss some football in the morning. We're going to have a nice chill day. We're going to eat some chicken thighs.
Yeah, chicken thighs.
Catch up on NXT. And then get back to the dogs.
Yeah. It's been a busy old week in the wrestling world, and that's hence why the Peppercorns are not with us this week. But you could tell, because if you're in the wrestling industry or kind of keep an eye on it, you can see there's a lot happening.
Almost too much.
Yeah, so it would be very nice if we can get the other Peppercorns on here eventually to just hear how chaotic and fun the world of wrestling is at the minute, because the world of wrestling for me was being in a cloud suit. But I won a triple threat. So strike one out. For the big guy.
First time without me in 15 years?
I've never done a show without him next to me.
I've done one.
You have, but Bruno was there.
The first match, it was me and Bruno there.
I stayed for yours.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Cheers. Jesus. But what I would say was, I was saying it to Bruno on the way down, this was 12 years ago now, or 11 years ago. The first ever match we got, I got the booking on Thanksgiving night.
Yeah.
And we're about to watch the Cowboys game with Bruno, with Lissy, with you. And then fast forward 12 years later, I got the booking and I was going to it alone on Thanksgiving.
That's weird.
And but both times Bruno took us when the other one wasn't there.
Oh,
but it hadn't ever happened in the 11, 12 years between.
The third brother hot tags in when needed.
Exactly. I'm always there when people are in need. I'm always there. All right. Joe, who did we have in the?
You're the constant.
Who did we have in that car that time? We took someone else.
My god!
Was it Linsky?
It was Steve Linsky.
It's Steve Linsky.
It was
anonymous UK independent referee and MC.
He's
Steve
a constant
Linsky.
as well.
I tell you what, I'm gonna ask the Peppercorns about Steve Linsky. I'm sure they've got some stories.
There's lots of Steve Linsky stories.
There is. When you were saying that, though, I was actually thinking about the fact that you did that show. Bruno's there, and he just said, when you're in need, he's always there. But when he's in need, he is never to be seen. You'll see the back of him getting a train, leaving you high and dry, and he is gone. So Bruno's the type of guy that would do that.
Yeah.
But I will say this. You can follow us at ByTBA on all forms of social media. We're also the Brothers Zora on YouTube. Bruno, where can I follow you?
At Bruno is Dunzo on Instagram, and I'll get my Twitter back up and running, and for sure a TikTok for the Peppercorn Boys as well. That will be coming shortly.
Yeah. And you can follow us, the Peppercorn Boys, on YouTube as well.
Smash that like.
Yeah, and also if you like this podcast, give it a 5-star review. Yeah, smash that like on YouTube. Tell all your friends about it. Download the podcast 5,000 times. You can also follow the Pretty Deadly Boys anywhere. Just look up Elton and Kit or Pretty Deadly, anything across all the social medias. I should have the social medias in the top of my head, but I haven't right now. But you'll find them. Hey, they're on SmackDown every single Friday night on TNT Sport, aka Fox in America.
Just chalking up wins.
Yeah, just chalking up. They just win.
Wins.
Hey, they just win.
Because the Peppercorn Boys win, and because this podcast is going to be the biggest podcast in the world. So get on board right now, because we're taking it to the moon.
That's someone else's shtick, I think.
Yeah.
Bruno, how do we end these? Oh, I do know. I just remembered.
Oh, yeah.
F*** you, Bruno.